BBC2 now will be challenging conventional views on disability with its monthly magazine programme with subtitles and sign language. 1 in 4.
Hi, the garden party takes off today for another glorious summer of fun, features and music. Today we'll have the Special Olympics, prisons, big families and big country, and also the longest, fastest microlight aircraft journey in the world. I'll see you after the news. Must fly.
This is BBC1.
The news at midday. Junior ministers have been coming and going from Downing Street all morning in advance of an expected ministerial reshuffle. The Trade and Industry Minister Douglas Hogg was among the arrivals. Mrs Thatcher is expected to announce changes to her government later this afternoon.
Peter Lilly's promotion to replace Nicholas Ridley in Cabinet leaves vacant his Treasury job. That could go to either Richard Ryder or John Redwood, both close to Mrs Thatcher's thinking. The Education Secretary, John McGregor, could be looking for new blood to push through radical reforms. Gillian Shepherd could be one answer, adding to the number of women in government.
Well, I do think it's about time that we had more women sitting down on that front bench in or around the Prime Minister. If not on the front bench, then certainly on the PPS bench.
The Prime Minister is eager to promote young MPs to help form an election-fighting lineup. They will need to produce new ideas, to prepare a manifesto and help reinforce Mrs Thatcher's claim that the government isn't running out of steam.
Britain's balance of payments last month was virtually unchanged at £1.4 billion. The deficit in the trade of goods was partly offset by an estimated surplus on so-called invisible items, such as insurance and banking.
Mr Major's biggest headache has been the strength of imports, which have meant that despite a healthy rise in exports, the deficit for the first half of 1990 is £9 billion, well over half the Chancellor's forecast of £15 billion for the year as a whole. But the downward trend in the deficit between the first and second quarters of the year, from £4.7 to £4.3 billion, will give Mr Major some relief. The fall in imports in June may corroborate last week's retail sales figures for June, which encouraged hopes that high interest rates were at last restraining consumers' expenditure. In city markets, the figures were a little better than expected, and the pound rose slightly.
The leaders of Yorkshire's miners are meeting in Barnsley to consider the NUM's decision to start legal proceedings against Arthur Scargill. It's thought they may challenge the action.
This was the first opportunity Yorkshire miners had had to discuss the action taken by the NUM's national leaders against Arthur Scargill. Many here were angry that the National Executive had issued writs against the President and General Secretary before calling a special conference of rank-and-file delegates.
I think that we should be sitting around the negotiating table with our national officials, with the IMO and other parties who may be concerned, and trying to sort this problem out.
Yorkshire activists are hoping to initiate a coalfields campaign to reject the legal moves.
Moves will begin today to try to overturn the ban on a Pakistani film showing the fictional death of the author Salman Rushdie. The film International Guerrillas has been banned on the grounds that it could be criminally libelous. The man who owns the worldwide rights to the film says he'll pursue every course to get the ban lifted. And that's it. The next news is the 1 o'clock news.
A very good afternoon to you. Not too bad a day today. I think the top temperature down in the West Country across in towards Wales, 25 degrees, but generally nearer 21, 22, that's around the 70 Fahrenheit mark. But it will be cooler near the eastern coast. We've got some quite strong winds pushing down the North Sea and swirling around down through the English Channel. In fact, winds, particularly over the headlands of southwest England, could well be getting up and being quite gusty, 25 miles an hour, gusting even stronger than that, I think. Now, the satellite picture does show a fair amount of sunshine around, but it also shows lumps of cloud, one coming in towards the southwest of England, the Channel Islands, another across Ireland, which incidentally has given a small shower there this morning, and still some around the eastern part of England. But for most places, there will be some sunshine. The best of the sunshine today, I think most of the sunshine likely up in Scotland. And although there is some lumpy cloud around, as we've seen on the satellite picture, I think many places, in fact, enjoying some sunshine, but still quite windy, quite breezy, as you can see down in towards the south. And there may well be the odd shower about in southwest England and across in towards Ireland. They'll be dying out, a dry, clear night, and a cooler night than recently. 8 Celsius is 46 Fahrenheit, not too bad further west either. And then tomorrow, well, a repeat of today. That's it from me. Bye-bye.
Everyone's been giving me the brush off.
Humberside, a ugly word.
A friend of mine has been headbutted before now by a bouncer, and that is a girl.
The thing that really bugs me today is the litter on the streets.
Life's Little Frustrations, Them and Us, Wednesday at 7:30 on BBC1.
Now on BBC1, Glasgow's Botanic Gardens are host to the start of an 8-week summer extravaganza as Paul Coyer, Jane Irving and Dennis Tui issue an open invitation to the garden party.
Welcome to another series of summer garden parties.